So if Lars goes into silent entry here, he's -1. On a low. On a low. You blocking this low, you find yourself in a situation where you're blocking a low, but now you have to still take a mix-up. So stuff like this, you have to go back to like Akuma in Tekken 7 to have that feeling of like, but I just blocked your low, I should be able to punish you. No, you blocked my low and now you take the mix-up. What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and if you haven't heard about it yet, you're about to hear about it now. Lars Alexandersson, Swedish glory and pride, he has gotten one of the biggest glow-ups I've ever seen. Not a strong character, arguably bottom tier, bottom man in Season 1. In Season 2, yeah, one of the biggest series of buffs I've ever seen. Like his buff list, his patch notes, it's just endless and the buffs are huge. And when Arslan Ash is suddenly playing you, you know you're probably pretty decent. So there's actually a case now for Lars being top 1. He might have gone from bottom tier to top 1. I'm not sure if he is actually top 1. I'm still looking at the characters. I'm still analyzing whatever Season 2 is. But he is most definitely top 5. So we're gonna get into it. So the first thing is, Lars, if you've seen Arslan play this character by the way now, he moves around a lot like this, spacing. Tries to create a whiff punish opportunity to use the Arc Blast. He plays small Tekken with down forward 1, and his down forward 1 now is broken, I would say, and I'm gonna explain why. But it's kind of cool, it moves around like this, and as soon as he gets the opponent to respect him, when you back 1, you know, shuts down spacing completely. Then he uses, you know, stuff from Season 1 that was already good, like Den Free. Lars jumps in, gets +5 into mix-up. So dynamic entry into silent entry mix-ups. So +5 on block, and then you gotta take my mix-up. And then he goes into heat, and he applies this stomp, which is complete bullshit. But that's just a little bit regarding how Arslan plays this character now. But let's just get into the stuff that makes him really dumb right now. His down forward 1 has always been good, you know. 13 frame startup, -1 on block, very decent reach. The problem now is that they, for some reason, not only gave him 1 extension, but a huge array of down forward 1 strings and string variations. He went from like no mix-up utility to some of the best mix-up utility. He can do down forward 1 free. So this is mid-mid, -12. He can do down forward 1-1. He has one of these now, -6 on block. So this is mid-high. And then he can do a full sequence here, just like Miguel, down forward 1-1 free. This is mid-high-mid. Safe, right? So you gotta duck the high to punish him. He can also do down forward 1-1 into stance. Into stance. And with all of this, the down forward 1 still retains -1. This must be an oversight, because the last time I saw something like this was, I think, Launch Leroy. Even Fakum Ram's down forward 1 was -3, but then they turned it to -5 with a later patch. I have to go back to Launch Leroy to see a strong down forward 1 with generous hitbox being -1 and still being allowed like this type of mix-up utility. But even Leroy couldn't mix up like this. This has to be an oversight. So the down forward 1 alone is pretty god mode here. But so while running 1, running move that knocks down into guaranteed follow-up. On block, this move is +7. And he goes into silent entry mix-up. So you better just take the mix-up. And it chips. So that's a very strong high. Really adds to his pressure, right? Really adds to the pressure. And this is a character you typically don't want to duck, right? Due to this buff that we're gonna get into, Orbital. And then his back one has always been a good button. You know, it's a long, very long reach mid homing. That is safe on block at -9. But now on counter hit, as we showed you before there, it gets this knockdown, which is the Kazuya 1+2 knockdown. And here he gets a guaranteed forward for 2. It's just guaranteed. And forward for 2, he can of course hold forward to go into silent entry. So here it's like no wall required. Pretty decent damage, right? Into mix-up. Into mix-up. And of course it wall splats. Yes. That was the new wall combo, by the way. So ever since Tekken 6, you know, a million years ago, a generation ago, ever since Lars was introduced, he has always had the same wall combo. So since Tekken 6, this has been in every single Tekken game with Lars. Well, he's been in every game since Tekken 6. That has been the wall combo. So, down for 1, down back to 1, shoulder. That's it. And of course, this character has the best wall travel in the game. It matters greatly if this character has a strong wall combo because of the amount of wall travel he gets. He always gets the wall. No matter where you are, he gets the wall. That's always been the thing with Lars. And his wall travel is better than ever in Tekken 8. But they buffed his wall combo. So now he can do a 2-hit bound, down for 1, down 3-1. And this does more damage now. So he hits even harder at the wall now. And it looks cool. But so yeah, that's a big buff. And also where you're like, did he really need that? So now we're gonna get into really, really shady stuff. And this is where even Lars goes promised consort Radon, just like King. And he will do something where you just go, why is this in Tekken? He does his dynamic entry. So that's forward free. Here he has a stomp, right? He does this, bagoosh. It's nice. But when you do it in heat, he stomps, and then there's a lightning bolt. A lightning thunder strike. So what this looks like on block. Do you see that? So first he stomps, and after the stomp, that lightning strike is like a second attack. And if Lars goes into stance, the lightning bolt strikes as Lars is recovering from his stomp, allowing him to actually recover from his low on block. So if Lars goes into silent entry here, he's -1 on a low. On a low. You blocking this low, you find yourself in a situation where you're blocking a low, but now you have to still take a mix-up. So stuff like this, you have to go back to like Akuma in Tekken 7 to have that feeling of like, but I just blocked your low, I should be able to punish you. No, you blocked my low and now you take the mix-up. Typically in Tekken, we take a mix-up when we are hit by a low, right? Not when we block it. So the mix-up afterwards there is going to be, he has all of his silent entry options. So if you try to press here, he can blow you up with this power crush. He can power crush you. If you keep ducking, he can do this option. That also tracks a lot. If you keep ducking, he can launch you with this. He has a homing, so that's the 4 option. And if you get hit by it, he pancake flips you with that same power crush. it's a 40 damage low into Oki, where if you block it, it's still Lars's turn and you have to take the mix-up. And then he also gets another lightning bolt attack in sidestep 2 in heat. This, of course, both of these cost heat to use, of course, as you can see. So +6 knocks down. $50 damage. This is a counter hit, of course. But so forward for 2 into mix-up. Into mix-up. It should also be noted that Lars also is one of these characters that can prolong his heat, and more so than other characters, because this character is always doing stance transitions. Look at my heat bar now. You see this? You see this? As I'm pressuring you with my stances and my transitions, I'll regain some heat. So the more I'm rushing you down, going from stance to stance, more heat, more heat. And then we have his backswing blow, down back 1-2, -13 on block, but he can choose, if he wants to stance out of it and go for mix-ups. And this is unnatural. You saw Arslan use this a lot. This is to confuse the opponent. Are we gonna take their -13? Or am I gonna go into this and duck? So his backswing blow has a built-in mix-up. Down forward 3-3 has been made a natural combo now. It used to be counter hit only, but now it's a natural. So down forward 3-3 natural. Down forward 3 has very long range. Very long range. You saw Arslan use this quite a bit. It's because this move has huge pushback on block, because Lars does a backflip away from the opponent. He is -15. It's technically launch punishable, but you are so far away that a lot of characters can't even punish this. So down forward 3 now, again with its generous reach, in certain matchups is like an unbelievably strong button. If you're against one of these characters that can't punish this, like, you just do this for free, basically. And also his down forward 3 got a huge buff in that it is now +8 on normal hit. His down forward 3. So you can do down forward 3, and when you hold down to go into dynamic entry, you get +15. On block, it's -4. But the cool thing here is that on hit, you can hit confirm pretty easily dynamic entry 1-2 for a 38 damage heat engager. This is a very easy confirm. Very easy confirm. And then we have down back 4. This was already his best get off me button. His best panic button. Like super evasive, counter hit launching low. Of course launch punishable, but like every super good Lars player will use this, but only when they feel like really pressured by you, and they'll throw this out. Very good panic button. They made it 1 frame faster. It used to be 21 startup, it's now 20 startup. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's a very big deal. An already really good low got even better. 3-4, they increased the reach of 3-4, which is a heat engager mid. This is -8 on block, heat engager mid. But yeah, just note the reach of this thing. So there it whiffed. And this in heat is, of course, if he dashes, he does get the full launch. He does get the full launch. And then back 4, this button, mid, -8 on block, on counter hit used to lead to that throw where he breaks for a neck for like 50, or is it 55 damage? Now, just like King, you know, at forward 3, it's a just frame. It's pretty lenient. but it's a normal hit throw extension now. So you just you do back 4, and on normal hit, you press 1+2, and you get what was typically a counter hit extension. So of course it does reduce damage, but still no counter hit needed. So now on normal hit, 38 damage from a -8, 15 frame startup, -8 on block mid, and we get knocked down, of course. Should also be mentioned that he also, like everyone else, got tail spins. So for example, I'm not doing an optimal combo here, but while running 1 into silent entry 4, just tailspin sequence, right? So again, not optimized. I bound. While running 1, silent entry 4. It's a double tailspin, right? As you can see. Even though he was bottom tier in Season 1, there was never a really weak character in Season 1. Compared to previous games, you know, Legacy Tekken and even Tekken 7, all bottom tier meant in Season 1 of Tekken 8 was that you were mediocre in a game full of killers, but you certainly weren't weak. You know, in a Tekken 7 tier list, it was legitimate to say that Gigas, he's proper bottom tier. He's a C tier character. But Lars, who was bottom tier in Tekken 8 Season 1, he was like A tier compared to Gigas. If you put Season 1 Lars inside Tekken 7, he would be like S tier. Do you get it? How the balancing has worked. If you look at Season 1 stuff, like he already had some crazy stuff, like 1-1, -8 on block, right? He can G-clef, you know, 1-1-1, and it's a counter hit string. It's a counter hit string. But he can confirm, of course, from a safe 1-1. If he sees you press into this, you do the whole thing, and it's a heat engager now, right? And it wall splats. And what does he stand to risk if he fucks it up? -12. -12. This was in Season 1. And then, of course, his Dragon Lash. Like, it's just... If he's allowed the time to wind up into this dynamic entry, right? Into this. It's a homing mid heat engager with infinite range that will low crush, and that is +5 on block. This sequence alone is insane. The mix-up it creates here. That move is insane. While he was bottom tier, he still had some decent moves, but he was not a character you were ever gonna see in competitive play, because most of his mix-ups you could option select, you could fuzzy guard. They weren't technically real forced mix-ups. But the reality of Season 2, Lars, is that most of those mix-ups that were option selectable, fuzzy guardable, they are now true mix-ups. And on top of that, more damage, bigger combos, insane fucking heat, super busted down for the 1. That is Season 2 Lars. He is arguably the best character in the game. He's at the very least top 5. Arslan Ash plays him now. You're gonna see a heck of a lot more of him in ranked. I see him. Suddenly everyone's a Lars player. I find that fascinating. I'm like, what? Where are all the Dragunovs? Where are all the Ninas? And suddenly Lars is everywhere. Funny how that works, isn't it? But, so yeah, that's Season 2 Lars. Hope you enjoyed this little breakdown, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.